Here's the solutions to Math 222 Exam 4. Number 1, the area is 1/2 r squared theta. Theta is 60 degrees, which is pi over 3. It must be in radians, pi over 3. So 1/2 r squared theta, 32 pi over 3 cubic feet. Number 2, sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta equals 1. So plug in 2/3 here. 2/3 squared plus cosine squared theta is 1. That's 4/9. Subtract 4/9, we have 5/9. Take the square root. Cosine of theta is radical 5 over 3. We're in quadrant 1. That's the best case scenario. Everything is positive. So sine of theta is 2/3. Cosine is radical 5/3. Tangent is the ratio. So that divided by that. Cancel the 3's. 2 over radical 5. Flip, flip, flip. So cosecant of theta is 3/2. Secant of theta is 3 over radical 5. Tangent of theta is radical 5 over 2. Number 3, 150 feet, 25 degrees. Find h. So tangent of 25 is h over 150 multiplied by 150. So h is 150 tan 25, approximately 70 feet. Number 4, cosine of theta is -1/2. I want the x coordinate to be -1/2. That looks like 30 as a reference angle. So that's 120 degrees, 2 pi over 3. And then a third quadrant angle, which looks like it's going to be 240 degrees. That's 4 pi over 3. Number 5, add cosine theta to each side. Sine theta equals cosine theta. Divide by cosine theta. Tangent of theta is 1. That's here and here, quadrants 1 and 3. So pi over 4, 5 pi over 4. Okay. Number 6, the amplitude is 2. Maximum minus minimum. 3 minus a -1 is 4 divided by 2 is 2. The period is 5 pi minus pi, which is 4 pi. So pi to 5 pi is 4 pi. The formula is 2 pi over b. Swap these two. B is 2 pi over 4 pi, which is 1/2. And in the shift, sign starting at 0, 0, it moves over to pi 1. So it's pi to the right and 1 up. So that gives me y equals 2 sine of 1/2 parentheses x minus pi plus 1. 7, secant of theta is -4/3. We're in quadrant 2. Flip it. -3/4 is cosine. Sine squared plus cosine squared is 1. Sine squared theta plus cosine squared is 9/16. Subtract 9/16, 7/16. And sine of theta, take the square root. I'm in quadrant 2. The sign of the sine is positive. Radical 7 over 4. So sine of theta is radical 7 over 4. Cosine of theta is -3/4. Tangent is the ratio. That divided by that. Cancel the 4's. Negative radical 7 over 3. Flip, flip, flip. So cosecant 4 over radical 7. Secant -4/3. Well, they gave that to us anyway. And cotangent is -3 over radical 7. Number 8, draw my impenetrable barrier. Sine of x times tangent is sine over cosine. Sine squared x over cosine x. This side, right, this is 1 over cosine x minus cosine x divided by 1. Multiply top and bottom by cosine x here. 1 minus cosine squared x over cosine x. 1 minus cosine squared x is sine squared x. So these two indeed match. Number 9, call that A, call that B. So A is arc cosine 3/5, which means cosine of A is 3/5. B is arc sine of 5/13, which means sine of B is 12/13. Ultimately, I'm trying to find sine of A plus B, which is sine A cosine B plus cosine A sine B. Draw myself a triangle. Cosine of A is 3/5. That's adjacent over hypotenuse. I know that that's going to give me a 3, 4, 5 triangle. So 3, 4, 5. That means the sine of A is 4/5, opposite over hypotenuse. Okay, I know that the sine of B is 12/13, opposite hypotenuse. Do a little bit of Pythagorean theorem. That makes the adjacent side 5. Okay, 13 squared is 169. 12 squared is 144. Subtract, you have 25. 2 squared root is 5. So cosine of beta, that's a beta. Or cosine of B, sorry, it's 5/13. Then I plug in sine of A, 4/5. Cosine B, 5/13. Plus cosine of A, 3/5. Sine of B, 12/13. Comes out to be 56 over 65. Finally, 10, 12, 13. Aim for the largest angle, call that A. So 13 squared is 10 squared plus 12 squared minus 2 times 10 times 12 cosine alpha. 169, 100, 144. Isolate the cosine. See, if I subtract 100 and 144, I get negative 75 equals negative 240 cosine alpha divided by negative 240. Cosine alpha is 0.3125, so alpha is 71.79 degrees. Okay, then I switch over to the law of sines. Sine of 71.79 over 13 is sine of beta over 12. Cross multiply 13 sine beta equals 12 sine of 71.79 divided by 13. Sine of beta is 0.877. Beta is 61.26. I do not need to find the second quadrant angle because I already got the largest angle being alpha. Okay, and then to find gamma, just subtract from 180, 46.95. So alpha, beta, gamma. All right, so that's a solution to Math 222 exam 4.